And we are back with the last grand round of racing. 50 minutes in front of us, and all of our drivers are already getting ready for this definitive round in this very special day, in this Veterans Day, the 11th of November. And here in Spain, it's going to be at the end of we're going to be almost finishing in the 11th hour. So it's going to be interesting to see how we go through this 50-minute race. One formation lap that they're going to have to do. David Perez aside of Jesus Sicilia, and they are already moving.
Starting from the from the front row, David Perez. Again, second race in a row that he enjoys this fruitful position where he will only have to see Sicilia at the front. Then Victor Lobato and Manu Rayo Largo sharing front row 2. We talked about how Lobato was going up and up from each session. He likes to do that, and we're seeing it. Then Jonathan Alvarez and Jose Manuel Sicilia on row number 3. Victor de la Fuente and Alberto Toribio on row number 4. And then, surprisingly, row number 5, Jesus Carro and Nacho Limón. We're seeing drivers out of their positions usually. We've seen Aitor Cajid in 13th place, Luis Santos down in 18th place, and some of the drivers that usually are there not in the top 10. So maybe this is a good variation that or strategy for the race that is coming.
I think it's going to be cutting to the chase. Is going to be fire between Victor and David Perez. I think Victor Lobato and David Perez are sure to have a little bit of a fight. Jorge Costales, the number 44 with Black Line Trailers, another one of the drivers in the middle of the group. And this mid-section is what is going to be interesting as well, to see how they stay composed and if they survive the extra amount of compression that section of the group usually suffers. So a lot of the drivers getting themselves a little bit of distance as they go through the corkscrew. Complicated even in the pace lap to go parallel to a driver through that section.
They should have to take it a little bit easier. At least that's what theory tells us. But well, as we know, theory usually gets complicated during races. So let's see how this start goes.
There we go. The pace car out of the way. That Porsche out of the way, and Jesus Sicilia with Heart to Heart International first at the start. Let's see how it finishes. That finishes, and there we go. That's what I expected. Victor Lobato and Manu Rayo Largo right now having a contact. Victor Lobato getting the worst of it and trying to get back on track. This sure is going to bring a little bit of chaos in the middle of the pack. Right now, Victor Lobato with Native Health Matters trying to get in the middle, but it's right now he's getting the chance to have a little bit of a position there. Victor Lobato finding the space to fit himself in. David Perez chasing Jesus Sicilia, and we have still 49 minutes in front of us, and this is going to be close between Jesus Sicilia and David Perez.
That was kind of an unnecessary risk to take at the first turn of a 50-minute race. It really looked like Manu Rayo Largo was trying to avoid the contact because he realized that he was running into the back of Victor Lobato. He didn't manage to avoid it, and so that resulted in Lobato being thrown back in the mix. But wow, look at that, Lobato actually passing cars left and right.
That Regency Beauty Pageant car near to the Native Health Matters car of Victor Lobato as he goes downhill, overtaken and being pushed by behind. Right now taken on the backside of that car from the police car. I wouldn't want to do that if I was in that car, Victor Lobato.
That's the danger zone. There's a cloud of cars in front of him.
Really dangerous situation right now. We are getting to see Victor Lovato having to recover after that initial crash with Manu Rayo Largo.
He's in 20th place right now.
Trying to overtake that police car from the first responders. Diego Bande aside him. Both of them sharing the track. A parallel situation between them. The police car from Diego Bande braking later.
Yeah, they gotta be
being
careful
able-
because this is close quarters racing and it's easy to get the car in front into a spin.
This is going to get dangerous. I'm afraid for them right now. I must confess.
And now they travel tail, bumper to bumper, that corkscrew.
Again, a little bit of contact from Victor Lovato at number 27, chasing that police car from the first responders, driven by Diego Bande at number 11. They're having quite the fight right now. Victor Lovato trying to take the outside line, but it's not being able right now. The inner side, not possible.
And we have to say that David Perez is very close to Sicilia, and actually Jonathan Alvarez is not that far behind. He's only kind of a second, even, and sometimes maybe less than a second behind Sicilia. So he's not, at least in this first symbol, in a way, maybe he might be saving fuel somewhat, but it is an interesting dynamic as Lovato tries to make the pass on Monday. Oh, they touch!
Oh, bad and complicated situation for all of the drivers behind, being able to overtake that police car from Diego Bande, having contact with Victor Lovato in the overtake, and right now trying to recover as well, as Victor has having to do up to this point after that initial bump from behind from Manu Rayo Largo. We will have to take a look to that after we are finished.
So I've just gotten a press release from the stewards room that this night will not be quiet again. They will still have a lot of work to do after this event, because I think the driver reclamations will be on point as Lovato spins.
Victor having a little bit of a wipeout.
Yeah, he's out of a race. He's completely out. His mind is out of a race, even if he's not.
Right now he lost the grip and trying to find a space to fit himself again to recover, but this time much behind Victor Lovato, number 27, Native Health Matters, giving us a big chunk of action there from Victor Lovato, and still some action in the front. Heart to Heart International. Driven by Jesus Sicilia.
Sicilia's not pushing. He may be taking care of his tires or maybe saving fuel, but he's not pushing, and you can see because not only David Perez is behind closely, he was in the previous race, but Jonathan Alvarez is able to keep with them, and also Manu Rayo Largo is trying to get close to them. So this might be a 4-car battle in no way time, and if Sicilia's not careful, maybe he may get overtaken by David Perez. So this is a very interesting start of the event, and we're just 6 minutes in.
Yep, we just, and it just seemed like a 15-minute of action just here. We had a lot in this first 5 minutes, especially from Victor Lovato, giving us a lot of action, but a lot of suffering as well. I might imagine having a little bit of an injury in his hand as well. That won't help either. So Jesus Sicilia, as you said, not pushing the fastest of paces right now. Being able is David Perez to keep himself in coverable distance, we can say, as we are 44 minutes to get to the end of this 50-minute session. The number 19 with Alca Products being chased by a couple of 2 cars that I know they've just had a crash in that 5th turn. They've had a contact together, and I think it was Jonathan Alvarez and Manu Rayo Largo, if I'm not wrong.
I had to see the replay because I didn't catch it properly, but it looked like that.
I don't know if it's going to be possible, but it's going to be nice to see what happened between Jonathan Alvarez and Manu Rayo Largo.
Look at that, how the 4-car battle just became, again, a 2-car battle, as Alvarez is trying to catch up again to the front of the pack, and now Sergio Real in the 32 car. We've seen very few of Real today with the colors of Gallina's flowers and trying to make his way.
Adrian, but we know just now that that Jonathan has fallen to the 9th,
yep,
and now recovered to the 8th position. And that means that something happened between him and Manu Rayo Largo. I don't know what happened today with Manu, but I'm sure he's going to have to take a look at what is going on, because it seems that he's going too tough, maybe too rough.
Yeah, he was. Oh, and there's a car spawn, number 38, Roberto Muñoz. He was spotted in the first corner, but yeah, as I said, that was a contact between Manu Rey and Jonathan Alvarez. It looks like Alvarez, who was in front, got the worst of it, and now Manu Rey is the one trying to catch up to the 2 leaders.
And there we go. I think they're getting themselves entangled in a difficult situation. I don't know if Jesus is moving to the pit lane. I don't know exactly what's happening with the times right now, because I see those numbers go crazy. But Carlos Molina with his Spec Ops, our sponsor for this event.
I think they might be in the pit lane right now trying to make their first stop.
And we got a little bit of a dirty situation. And by dirty, I mean sandy. Sandy-ish. And almost going for a 3 wide. Those 3 drivers. Francisco Javier Gonzalez, number 22, in the middle of the situation. Milestone Rehab and Development with him. Francisco Delgado fighting for it with the number 33. Beñat Artano, Monroe Skincare with Beñat, the number 33, and the number 22 with Milestone Rehab and Development. I must remind all of our viewers that you are watching iRacing, which is a platform that we are using, and this is GC Racing, but our simulator of our preferred simulator for sure is iRacing, in which you can get to watch this tremendous race that we have ongoing right now. Juan Jose Sanchez, future Nissan, with him, the number 4, trying to recover a little bit from those back spots in the top 10. And Nacho Limonte fighting with him.
I can confirm that the timing stance glitched on that previous lap, so Cecilia and David Perez were not making their first stop. Still too early to do that, although someone might be able to gamble on that and making an early pit stop. But they're still at the front, separated by 1 second more or less. It's fluctuating. Manu Rey still in third, 4 seconds back. And look at the performance of Jesus Carre in the number 12 All Grateful Hearts car, as high as he's ever been during today's events. Very good performance, trying to hold off Jonathan Alvarez, who has shown to be faster today at Laguna Seca throughout the event.
Javier Carre with Grateful Hearts. Luis Santos with Be Social. Number 23, Jellycraft, I'm sorry, is the sponsor for Luis Santos.
You gotta be careful there.
I always get those two paints mixed up. Nacho Limonte in the middle of
a very
fight.
good race. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was saying that Nacho Limonte right now in the middle of a fight with this whole group right now, the number 17 with Kill Pop Radio, making a little bit of a struggle with Juan Jose Sanchez, that is being able to take 2 positions in the last 2 laps.
Yeah, and Carre has actually fallen behind Juan Jose Sanchez as well, so that's from 6th to 8th interchangeable. And Limonte, another one who's having a very good race, in mid place ahead of Carlos Blanco. In the number 6 CVT Bosses car.
And right now, all of our drivers more than 36 that guarantee that we're going to have that jackpot today. So let's see if you are able to get those numbers right. Please visit our allgratefulhearts.org webpage to get all the information about the raffles and all of the prizes that you can win from 2021 Nissan Sentra. That it will be delivered anywhere around the world, from chocolate, from the Red Rock Chocolate Factory, from Healthy Nails products, and lots more. So please check the webpage out, and those raffles will let you participate in the GHA jackpot if you get 6 numbers right, from where you will pick the first 4 and the last 2 will be picked randomly. You will see that at the end of the last race. So good luck to all of you. We are already getting our number conversions for the top numbers over the 36 to be equivalent to a number inside 1 and 36 for the end of the race. So good luck to everyone taking on that GHA jackpot. Good luck to all of the drivers getting through the session, and we get a bit more of action right there between Carlos Fernandez Espinosa, Bikini USA, the number 31, and Carlos Molina, if I'm not wrong, the number 26 with a Spank Ops, our sponsor for this event. And this special event today, Veterans Day, celebrating all of our veterans around the USA and the world, all of those that stepped up into wars and fought for us. So thank you very much for that. And I remind myself of my father as well. Here in Spain, he was a veteran as well, so I'm very glad to be able to celebrate with you with something that I really love, that is sim racing. So I hope that you all are enjoying as much as I the great battles that we have ongoing here in the track, nowhere else. And there we go, Carlos Fernandez Espinosa, and I think it's Victor Lobato, Native Health Matters, the number 27, being able to overtake. He's not giving up.
Yep, and this is a long race. He had to cool off and trying to reset everything to find his groove again. We know he's fast. He knows he's fast. He's now climbed up to 22nd. Probably his true base position is a little bit higher. He's gonna have a tough deal trying to get into the top 10, and then who knows, maybe. But there's 34 minutes to go. There's still a long time to actually make something happen, as Victor de la Fuente is attempting to overtake Jose Manuel Sicilia for 4th place. Remember that Sicilia had a not good ending to his longer race just a few days ago. Suzuka is trying to revert his fortunes.
Yeah, trying to make over that past week in Suzuka, where we saw Jose Manuel having a little bit of a troubling situation. But today we get to see him recover very well in 4th position right now. There's the number 5. And Aitor Cajide still on a mission, but this time not being able to be up there in the American Patriot League.
He has to come back from way behind. He qualified unusually low for what he has been doing, and I think he's in the top 15 already in positions. Yeah, he's 11th in fact, so he's at the door of the top 10 that actually holds Carlos Blanco.
33 minutes and a half we still have in front of us. Most of the drivers surviving the situation and the session. It seemed that Laguna Seca was going to be a bit more of a challenge for most of the drivers, but it seems that they're holding very well. One of them is Diego Wanda, the race car from the first responders, holding off those cars behind right now in front of Victor Lobato again, and we got to see them fight together, and I think that's going to happen if Victor is going to happen again if Victor keeps recovering like this.
Yeah, give it a couple laps and he'll be there. He's already passed the car inside the final corner, and he will be going through. There are some cars that are actually giving places to the drivers that gone by them because they're lap cars. They have lost a lap. I don't know if they beat it or they just lost a lap on some incidents, but traffic already been dealt with those cars, and the leaders, Jesus Sicilia and David Perez, now separated by 3 seconds. Sicilia has got a little bit of couch to work with, and I think that within the next 10 minutes they will be facing that traffic as well.
Victor de la Fuente, Ocean Landing, the number 25, trying to close the distance with Jose Manuel Sicilia, and number 5 with Alpauto Paints in front. Both drivers chased by Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34, with Maven Motion Pictures behind them. Those 3 drivers that we have in front of the screen are going to have to battle it out for the next 31 minutes. And I don't know how it's going to go because they're already very close.
I really do wonder who of them elects to go first into the pit lane, because that's going to be a major decision into this race on how this battle gets sorted. You need to know where to pick in order to not get caught up behind traffic, and that is going to be difficult because you might see the map of Laguna Seca. Right now there's only a brief section of racetrack that is not littered with cars, and that might disappear in the next few minutes.
Healthy Nails RX in the car of Marcos Calvo, the number 1 car in the competition. Javier Carre, the number 12, with Grateful Hearts going uphill and going fast. And we've already seen a couple of drivers having trouble with that corkscrew. That's guaranteed in a long race. But it has taken its time. It hasn't happened in the first lap, which I'm proud to say, actually.
Yeah, the danger with this kind of turns is actually to get too confident and too cocky, so to say, because you tend to go faster than you should, and you try to attack the curves the way you should because you think you can shave those times, and then something goes wrong. Either because something happens behind you that you were not expecting, or because the car reacts the way you were not expecting, and that happens even to the best driver.
And that's when you see drivers step over the line of grip and the line of possibilities of the car sometimes, and they really do a great job to keep themselves inside those limits. Right now we are watching Javier Carre as well as Aitor Cajide, number 50 with American Patriot League, the second car of the American Patriot League in the competition. The first one is number 20, driven by Manuel Pariente. Also glad to have them with us. CBD bosses chasing Aitor Cajide. And let's see if they start to stop, because in any minute I see some of our drivers taking on the pit lane. Let's see. We see a couple of cars already stopping there. Maybe they had deeper trouble.
Yeah, and remember that if those cars make it past the 25-minute mark, it is more likely that they make it on one pit stop. And I think that even if you pit before, you might be able to make it on one pit stop if you do a little bit of fuel saving throughout your second stint. So it really looks like the drivers are looking at this like a one-stop race where you cannot really be too happy with the throttle in order to not burn your fuel faster than you might need.
Victor de la Fuente, Ocean Landing, the number 25, being able to stay in the middle of this very fat sandwich of cars with two very hard pieces of bread, I have to say.
Yeah, look at that. He is got into the pits.
There we go. Jose Manuel getting out of the way. We hear the beeping sound of the car going inside of the pit lane.
And he's going to have a very hard time making it on one pit stop. He will have to do that fuel saving that we spoke of.
And Victor de la Fuente trying to push a little bit the pace right now and stretch the distance a little bit. The number 25, Ocean Landing in front. Maven Motion Pictures chasing with Jonathan Alvarez at the wheel. Aidor Cajine, American Patriot League. Oh, right now, dangerous situation. 50 is the number of Aidor, but if he ends up in the top 4.
Now it is drifty.
Yeah. If he ends up in the top 4, I will notify you that he is number 24, if I'm not wrong. So all of those numbers inside those 36 first numbers will make part of the jackpot. So make sure number 10, and I'm sorry, Adrian, but I have to tell the viewers that number 10 is equivalent to the 37. Number 16 is equivalent to the number 40. 24 is equivalent to the 50. And the number 35 is equivalent to the 41. So if any of those high numbers get to be on the jackpot, I will notify you. And good luck to all of those taking on that jackpot. Please visit allgratefulhearts.org to get all the information about that. And we are watching all of our drivers making the stop in the pit lane, Adrian.
Yep, the top drivers are still hesitating to go through the pit lane, and I think that they might do it within a lap or two. That might take them to the end of the race on one pit stop. So as it looks, as one driver goes out of the way in the second last corner, it looks like Jose Manuel Sicilia might be the only one who will have to do a little bit of extra saving, as Sicilia, Jesus, his brother, goes into the pit lane just in the middle, in the equator of the event.
Making the pit lane signal beep again is Jesus Sicilia on the number 8 with Heart to Heart International. Go inside of it. Let's see how it turns out after everyone gets to do the first stop in this 50-minute race. I think they're going to try to stretch it out for just one stop. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what it looks like, most likely, because they are just taking it for this 25-minute mark. I think most of them, if not all of them, in the top 10 are pitted. At least the top 4 are surely on, and we'll see if the others follow suit. But it looks likely that they have stretched the fuel as much as they could into this 25-minute mark. And now, being as careful as they may have been in this first stint, without not being fast, which is a requirement in sim racing, you might have to do the same all over again. Let's see if there's any change to the positions once they go out of the pits. Looks like Sicilia, obviously, still on top.
Taking advantage of that space created. It's Jesus Sicilia, and a little bit of a contact between Luis Santos and Carlos Blanco. The number 26 with the Spec Ops, our sponsor for this very special event today, Veterans Day. Spec Ops. Special Operations Charity Network. Please be sure to check them out. Helping veterans all around the world. What a great day to be able to tell you about that. Bikini USA car very near to this the Spec Ops car of Carlos Molina, the number 26. Being able to to not get bumped from behind, as bad as it sounds.
ECFC, too close for comfort. You might not want to grow into that.
And there we go with Carlos Molina being able to stay in that group of 4 right now. Fernando Garcia in front with the EMS car. The number 21 in front of this 4 gentleman group. And Jesus Italia with a little bit of distance between himself and the drivers behind. And I don't know if the clock is right, but it seems like 20 seconds of distance. Right now everything is changing again, so we'll see changes.
It is 6, now it's looking like 6. It fluctuates because pit stops kind of tends to throw everything away for a couple laps, but it's 7-6 seconds of distance with David Perez, so he's doubled his advantage over the Persian driver, and now he will have a lot of room to play with this rhythm, to actually fall into consistent lift and coasting, which is the most common technique to save fuel, which is to just lift the throttle way before the braking line and actually left the engine running idle, and that allows the drivers to make more fuel. It's a little on one lap, but over the course of laps, it can make the difference in between pitting earlier or later. Now this is Luis Santos in the 23, actually in the second car on the group that is heading up to the corkscrew.
And up. They go, and now down very fast as they go through the corkscrew. Luis Santos with V-Social Jellycraft, sorry. I always get those two paints of Jellycraft and V-Social confused in my
That's a pit stop by Luis Santos. I don't know if he pitted earlier, but if he didn't, that's a surprisingly late pit stop. If he did, that makes more sense.
Luis Santos stopping for the sip and go. He's going to take a little bit of a break in that stop as well, because they are already 30 minutes into the session. And I think they must be feeling the strain already. We can see effects already there. Carlos Blanco, if I'm not wrong, or Carlos Molina, with a lot of Carloses in the competition, as I always say.
And I gotta say, these 30 minutes have flown by, don't you think? I mean, it looks like for Carlos, which is another Carlos in the race, the commentator, it has really gone very fast, just as fast as the pace of the race, as the flow, as the rhythm and everything, and it just soars us by. And well, we still have the 20 more decisive minutes of the event, most decisive minutes, because the drivers now have to put their strategy into play. Most of them share the strategy, especially among the top 10, but well, who knows, maybe some of the drivers behind have put themselves in a position where they're able to use their tires and their fuel more efficiently in the final few laps.
We'll see, as we are more than 5 minutes over the equator of the race. We see Victor Lobato chasing again. Victor Lobato has been having a very troubling start of the session, the number 27, but he has been relentless. He has been recovering every time, and right now climbing up again. 13 is the position he's in right now.
He's gonna try. Nope.
A little bit of a side up there.
Objective mirror are closer than they appear. That's what Javier Carre is actually looking at.
The number 27 very close to Javier. Grateful Hearts and Native Health Matters. Sorry for the exclamation, but I almost saw the contact happening there. It really brought the tension up again. Victor Lovato is becoming the electric actor of the day for sure.
Look at how Lovato actually takes a more open line through the turns than Javier. Javier it's trying to stay away from the exits of the currents of the turns as fast as he can and as more as possible. But Lovato is not shy to use as much racetrack as he possibly can. So two very different styles of driving that are put to the test and faced one against each other.
And I think that things are going to get complicated. What an overtake in the middle.
Yeah, very well done.
Going through those two cars was Victor Lovato, Native Health Matters, has a driver.
And Fer Rodriguez also, I think he was the car that was in front. He made a mistake and was slow going up, and I think he passed both of them.
What a great job is Victor Lovato doing recovering. He hasn't been lucky in those contacts at the start of the race, but he sure is bringing a show today. Native Health Matters with him, and already chasing that Ultimos Esports car from Fernando Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez to the front. That was a lap car then. The white car that he passed was a lap one.
Jonathan Alvarez. 6 right now. The big gap between himself and Jesus Cecilia, who is really putting a performance, a little bit of a gap between himself, 6 seconds between himself and David Perez. And I must say that Jesus is showing right now top-notch, great of pace.
Actually, Cecilia may have made his second pit stop because he's fallen 2 places down the order, or he climbed up due to a glitch in the system. We don't know yet, but he was 5th at some point, and now he's down to 7th. So that might need to be looked at, as we're seeing this Jesus Cecilia actually reaching the back of the grid for facing more traffic, which is will be a common recurrence in these laps. And now he has to be careful because lap traffic is difficult to navigate, and it can lead and it can result in a bad result. But redundancy goes on.
And let me tell you, Adrian, Jesus really knows a thing or two about that already in this track this season. The last round, the only round that I remember in this season where Jesus has had a little bit of trouble with a lap driver and the connection. It wasn't even really a driving issue, it was more of a technical issue.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be aware that he wants to play the last third of the race with patience.
Yeah, he has to play it safe. That's all he has to do. Actually, looking at making it the more easy passes he can into the traffic, making it easy, flashing his lights constantly, so he's seen passing by. That's the important things that he knows very well. Too hard, I may say, and now he has to put it in display.
There we go, another overtake through the pack. He's going through right now. Jesus Cecilia trying to manage the distance he has between himself and David Perez. And we still have compressed groups together, which is interesting because it's still going to bring us a fight or two for sure. More than 36 cars today. I think we have 38 right now in the session.
Yeah.
So that's something to celebrate as well. This very special event today. in this 11th of November, Veterans Day. I hope that all of you are enjoying the race, and I hope that all of the drivers as well. And of course, I think that maybe not all of them, but most of them are really having a great time, I see. And one of the drivers that won't be having too much fun is the one we saw just stop to the right there.
And look at the comeback, Carlos, that Aitor Cajide has made. Remember that he qualified well outside the top 10. I think he was even outside of the top 15 or just right there. And he's 5th. So he's made it a fantastic race. He's gone a little bit unnoticed, but he's gone back to where we were accustomed to see him in this few last races. So yeah, very good job, and right now looks secure in that 5th place.
And it looks like if he stays like that, it is going to be possible for him to stay in the top 4, because we still have to look at that crash from Manu Rayo Largo. And I don't know if he had a couple of contacts, but that sure can bring him out of the jackpot positioning.
Yeah.
So we'll have to study that as soon as we end this session. And if you don't mind, Adrian, can you do a little bit, and you summarize a little bit of the session in Spanish for all of our Spanish viewers, if you don't mind?
You know what I do, y lo voy a hacer de hecho. Vamos a hacer un poco de resumen en español a los que nos estáis acompañando en esta carrera. Muchas gracias a todos nuestros amigos, tanto los latinoamericanos y gente hispanohablante que vivís en Las Vegas, como latinoamericanos o españoles que nos estáis viendo en el stream. Gracias a todos por estar aquí. Estamos ya en los últimos 11 minutos de esta carrera de 50, que es la que cierra el evento de 3 carreras que estamos teniendo hoy en honor al Día de los Veteranos. Una carrera que está siendo liderada de pe a pa por Jesús Sicilia. Además, después de un inicio dubitativo, marcando territorio, ahora está enfrentándose ya al tráfico doblado e intentando que no le pase esto que le va a pasar aquí al coche 28 de salirse casi fuera de pista. Tiene esa ventaja sobre David Pérez en segunda posición y Manu Rayo Largo, que se vio implicado antes en un incidente con Víctor Lobato, que va a ser investigado probablemente después de la carrera para determinar las posiciones finales del jackpot. Luego Víctor de la Fuente en cuarta posición. Gran remontada de Aitor Cajide en la quinta posición, por delante de Jonathan Álvarez, José Manuel Sicilia, Juan José Sánchez, Nacho Limorti, que está más o menos donde empezó, y Sergio Real en una muy buena décima posición. Así que aún queda todavía los últimos 10 minutos de carrera, pero Carlos, yo creo que ahora mismo todavía quedan muchas cosas en juego.
10 minutos y seguro que sí, muchos movimientos que van a tener que haber en la pista, y les tengo que recordar a todos nuestros espectadores en español también que podéis visitar allgratefulhearts.org y en esa página web podréis comprobar las rifas que os permitirán participar en todas esas rifas, por supuesto, valga la redundancia, que vais a encontrar ahí. Desde un Nissan Sentra del 2021, que lo mandarán a cualquier sitio del mundo, hasta el chocolate del Red Rock Chocolate Factory para un año, para que te hartes de chocolate, y productos de Healthy Nails. Comprobar la página web, que estoy seguro que os interesará, y además que os permitirá participar y colaborar también en las obras de caridad que organiza Grateful Hearts a todos los afectados de la pandemia del COVID-19. Así que espero que podáis formar parte de ello, y luego si ganáis tokens en esta rifa, pues podréis formar parte del GHA Jackpot, que lo veréis al final de la sesión. Y como estaba comentando Adrián, pues tendremos que ver después de la investigación cómo acaban definitivamente esos 4 números de arriba, a ver si conseguís acertar. Desde luego que parece que Aitor Cajide, que ahora mismo equivale al número 24, puede tener posibilidades de estar en ese top 4, así que mantenerse al tanto y a ver cómo va la cosa. Parece que va a ser interesante el final, desde luego. Así que con vuestro permiso, y en este día de los veteranos, en el que quiero recordar a todo el mundo que nos acordamos de todos aquellos que hayan estado en combate, y en una guerra por vuestra bandera o por sea la causa, que estamos agradecidos de que estéis disfrutando hoy este evento con nosotros, compartiendo la batalla en la pista y disfrutándola como un juego, y un juego bien divertido que se está convirtiendo, porque desde luego que el esfuerzo que están teniendo que poner en estos 50 minutos es de grado superior. Ahora mismo Jesús Sicilia creo que también tiene que estar notando un poco la fatiga. 8 es el número en las puertas de su coche y 8 son los minutos casi que nos quedan para llegar al final de la sesión, así que vamos a hacer el switch al inglés y continuaremos con el castellano, aunque no sé si nos va a dar tiempo para lo que queda, porque estamos ya cerca del final. En cualquier caso, que sepáis a todos nuestros oyentes y a nuestros espectadores en español, muchas gracias por estar ahí viéndonos en G-Sim Racing, haciendo estas carreras posibles con iRacing.
Recordad, haced el deporte y no la guerra, es importante eso.
Exactamente. And there we go. Remember to make it a sport and not a war. What's saying Adrian? I have to translate that. And there we go with the war inside the sport. That is inside of Jesus Sicilia having to resist this long struggle of 15 minutes.
Yeah, full control of this race by Jesus Sicilia. We've seen that his brother has actually fallen off the top 10 as we expected or feared. In some ways, he had to make that second pit stop. He took care of that a few laps ago in order to have a low tank of fuel and fresher tires to try to get back a few positions. That has, it looks like Manu Rayo Largo has made a second pit stop as well. Manu Rayo Largo has not made it with 2 pit stops. Has made it with 2 pit stops, so this is only 6 minutes to go. Maybe some other drivers will have to make it on 2 pit stops as well, but this is surprising.
And I see some of drivers in front is stretching the fuel. It's going to be interesting to see what happens between Víctor de la Fuente and David Perez, because I don't know if Jesus or David Perez are going to have to stop. But it's possible that Víctor de la Fuente with Ocean Landing has his pit stop already made. I don't know what's going on exactly in that interchange of positions that we're going to get to see. The number 8 Heart to Heart International, Jesus Sicilia, still in front, being able to manage to lead the race from start to finish, and having a little bit of a contact there with the lap driver, notifying of his presence, and we get to see that Healthy Nails car having to stop out of the way. I don't know what exactly happened there. David Perez with Alca Products, the number 19, being able to maintain himself in second position. That's going to be a short number if nothing strange happens there. That 8 and that 19. Víctor de la Fuente as well, third.
And now the question is if Jesus Sicilia and David Perez have been gentle enough with the throttle, because they have a half a minute lead on Víctor de la Fuente, and well, they look set to make the race on just one stop, and that is it, and they still on track, but well, that stop by Manu Rayo Largo will probably make aware of the situation.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a challenge if they have to manage the fuel as you just said. But I find right now Jesus fighting to push a pace right now, and David Perez chasing behind a lap driver in front, letting him by the number 19 David Perez with Alca Products, being able to close the distance a little bit, but not enough. We see Jesus pushing the pace again, and I don't know if this is going to be too late for David Perez trying to recover the distance between himself and Jesus.
Yeah, it's been stable at 7 to 8 seconds ever since the stop. So David Perez actually hasn't lost too many ground on Jesus on the racetrack. Most of the time his loss has been on pit lane, and that might be frustrating for him, but he's doing a very good job. And we gotta say that Jonathan Alvarez has actually passed Aitor Cajide on the racetrack for 4th. So that's an important pass because I think that counts for the jackpot.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to be a happy kid because I'm not going to have to do stewarding, express stewarding, and that decisions between the first and the fourth, because it seems that Manuel Rayuelo is not going to be able to climb up that high. I don't know if that's going to be that way, but we see Victor de la Fuente with Ocean Landing, the number 25, going fast and going strong, but with a very problematic number behind him, the number 34.
And it's getting late to make a splash and go, so you might as well go to the finish. If you run out of fuel, you run out of fuel, but right now with 2 minutes to go, you have to go for it.
And we see a little bit of a swap again of positioning between Cajide and Alvarez.
Yeah.
And I don't know what exactly happened with Jonathan, but he lost the position, and we saw him just there. Cajide is going to be able to finish in front. This is going to be equivalent to the number 24 if the number 50, Aitor Cajide with the American Patriot League, ends 4th. It means that that's the number 24.
And naturally, Morty, who was in 8th place, has made a pit stop in this lap with a minute and a half to go. So he was 8th. He gives that position to Victor Lobato, who's still on the climb on the way up, and he disappears from top 10.
And that makes things interesting right now because that might be an emergency stop, and I don't know if we're going to get to see more of those.
Yep.
Less than a minute, and this will be concluded. This last round, they will have to go for an extra lap, I think, if they go through the finish line.
The end of this lap and then another one. I think that will be it.
Exactly. Let's see how it goes with Jesus Cecilia and David Perez. I think it's going to be very difficult for any of them, for any both of them to change the situation between them. But it's going to be interesting this last minute with Jesus. I don't know if Jesus is going to cross the finish line before that clock gets to 0.
Let's
see if Jesus went through the finish line. I think he did. I think he did already. I don't know if he went out of it. He's still going. He's still going. He's still going. Jesus with Heart to Heart International still in front. This is going to be the last lap, Adrian.
Last lap, and Cecilia still in control, and a very good race, very clinical. Just how he does things here in this G-Sim racing competitions, and looking to make a clean sweep for this Veteran Day special.
Again changing positions, Alvarez and Cajide, the number 34 and the number 50, equivalent to the number 24, the number 15, Aitor Cajide, Mr. 50 or Mr. 24. You can look it either way. Jesus Cecilia in the last sector, in the last lap. Last corner of this WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, where Jesus Cecilia takes it again. And now in a very special event today. Today, this 11th of November, Veterans Special. And very special for everyone who has a veteran with him, and very special for all of us to be able to share this race with all of you. I don't know if they are still going.
I'd like to see if Victor de la Fuente, Jonathan Alvarez, and Aitor Cajida are still battling for fourth. To me, it looked like the race was over. I mean, Jesus Sicilia waved at the finish line. Yeah, he's not going full throttle, so yeah, he has completed the race.
Yeah,
he's now on his cool down lap.
Yeah. Seems that he's chilling as he's going through this last sector. We get to see drivers.
I think, sorry for interrupting you, but I think Aitor Cajide has lost 5th place to Manu Rey in the last lap. So that must have been a whale of a fight. And Aitor, who has been 4th just 2 laps ago, falls down to 6th.
I must confess, I'm glad the fight wasn't for the 4th position.
Yeah.
I must have, if that would have gone that way, I would have been forced to intervene, and I don't like that. But if it has to be done, it must be done. So congratulations to Jesus Sicilia, Heart to Heart International, the number 8, finishing first in the 3 sessions. Another hat trick for him. And we are going to take a little bit of a break, and we will be back with the jackpot numbers. So make sure to stay tuned, and we will be right back.